this is a nation that has really backslid in the women's game. I talked about it on our last podcast. In the mid-2000s, Brazil was one of the elite nations in the women's game, reached 3 straight major tournament finals, the 04 and 08 Olympics, the 07 World Cup final. Didn't win any of those, but felt like they were knocking on the door. Since then, the last 3 World Cups, Brazil had not won a single knockout game. And it's one of the great paradoxes to me that Brazil has actually produced better women's players during periods of less investment than they do now. And I just don't think there's that much talent on this team. The federation made a great move, I thought, hiring Pia, and you could see that the team is more organized under her. But at the end of the day, there's just not enough quality. Tonight, it was a whole lot of huffing and puffing, but they created very, very few clear chances. So it's very disappointing. They go out in the opening round for the first time since 1995.
Oof. And look, it was 0-0. They needed to win this game, obviously. You need to score to win. The Marta start, because she had only played, 18 minutes in the other 2 games, had not started. And I mentioned this when the lineups came out. It just smelled to me as kind of symbolic. And that's not fair necessarily to Marta, but this is about winning. And this is a game that you had to win, and you started a player. And as I said, it just felt like they were doing it to kind of just motivate the other 10 players. But in doing so, you didn't have quite 11 players that you needed. And so I do question why Pia did this and didn't just continue to have Marta coming off the bench. It's a fine option for a couple of minutes here or there. But to start her, do you think, looking back on that now, was that the wrong thing to do? And is she going to come in for criticism for doing that?
She already is. I'm reading the Brazilian papers. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. It's almost like Pia felt, well, if I start her, people aren't going to criticize me as much as if I don't play her and we go out. So, yeah, it was
hadn't that time passed? I mean, nobody was complaining that Marta wasn't starting for this team.
Yeah, it was a strange roll of the dice, I agree, and she looked off the pace. So, yeah, I would not have started her. I would have started Bia instead. So, yeah, sad way for her to go out, for sure.